Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is currently April 26, 2010, and this is Day 9 Daily 109. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Oh my god, all sorts of crazy stuff's going on. I burned my pizza in the oven again because I forgot that I was cooking food again, so it's like thermonuclear. It's this like giant black charred blob, but it's pretty tasty because, you know, pizza's never not tasty. I just burned my tongue. That actually wasn't intentional. I'm actually just that stupid. But I made it, and I'm here, and I'm alive, and things are kind of all and well and good. So you probably, if you have watched any of my shows from the last, like, especially 2-3 weeks, you've heard me just be like, I am so busy. I always have stupid amounts of stuff to do. Well, now I have to play my brother first round in the HDH tournament, which, I'm not gonna lie, I really, really don't want to do. And I was like trying to talk to him, and he's like, "Hey man, when's free for you? Because I'm pretty flexible with my schedule. You know, he just got back from China, from the Korea versus USA versus China show match, where USA got second, beating Korea. And I looked at my schedule, and the only time I had free to play him was 1:30 in the morning. My time. And he was like, that's great, man. That's like 5:30 p.m. my time. That works perfect. Thanks so much for being so accommodating. I was like, yeah, that's when I have free to play video games. So after this, I'm going to do a little bit of a traineringo, trying to prepare for that. It's going to be straight up. Ooh, my volume's loud. It's going to be straight up random versus random battles. So that's going to be fun. You know, my brother and I used to, we used to play random versus random. Oh, whoops, I haven't unzipped the replays for today. I will do that. So my brother and I used to play all these random versus random games on Neo Medusa. I don't know why we ended up settling on that map. I think it's just because we're lazy when it comes to all the creation of games. We're just make on the map that we made on last game. So we always used to end up in like the funniest games because my brother and I just love chatting to each other. So we would just talk nonstop. And Nick would always begin some. He knows that I just like going off on tangents about stuff. So he'd always like bring something up right before he vulture dropped the back of my base. And I remember I lost all my probes before I even noticed because I turned the volume down so I can hear him a little bit better. And he's like, "Hey Sean, I think you have 2 in gas." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And I go back, like, don't have any probes. I'm like, "You asshole." He starts, like, laughing. And I literally had 0 probes. Like, if there was an income tab, it would have been, like, 0 workers, 0 production, 0 money coming in. So, good times. So, we're going to be doing that tonight. Good old random versus random battles. Let me just unzip this thing right here now. And then, before we even begin watching that, we have some goodies I need to show you. So, here is the... Alright, great. This is the PvT pack. Fantastic. All right, good. So here, just wait right here. Look at this. Ooh, okay. So a while back, I was saying that I couldn't quite stream in higher quality because I didn't have the best computer, and people really wanted to have a higher quality stream. So what happened is people actually donated me real money, which is weird because like the first I actually got donations in, I felt like I was scamming people. Right? I was like, oh my god, people are actually nice on the internet. So I wanted to show off what I purchased. See, this is an Core i7 processor. This is a quad core. Oh god, man. For those of you who don't know anything about computers, bigger numbers that sound more advanced are better. So we got one of those. And speaking of extreme numbers, oh my god, it almost got knocked onto the floor. That would be a bad way to spend the money. It's white balancing to a funny color. Look, I have a fancy new motherboard. Ooh, that's also totally kick-ass. And most importantly, over there that's too far out of reach, I have Corsair Dominator RAM. So once the weekend rolls around and I actually have time, I have to go out of town for an education research conference in Colorado. So I'm going to be cold and away from Starcraft. But once I get back, the semester is done. The semester is finished, and I will be devoting full time to StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 2 casting. So I'm really excited about that. And hopefully some of you are going, yay, get to watch Day in HD. So coming back over to the main screen, what we were doing yesterday, I'll actually just back up, is we were taking this Nony replay pack, and what we did is we said, okay, so we want to extract a build from Nony's replay pack. How are we going to do that? We're going to reorder it so we can pick stuff based upon map, right? So we ended up isolating down to Nony's Steps of War games, and we said, well, did he play a lot against one race? And he did. He played a lot of games against Protoss. And we went about analyzing how the Phoenixes ended up bolstering the strength of Nony's play tremendously. It's some of the coolest stuff I've seen in a long time. Getting reports back that a lot of people are using it on the ladder and that it's getting really annoying. And oh, look, Nony just logged on right now. Maybe I'll message him and be like, "Oh well, I'm casting you, bro." But anyways, fortunately, I don't talk like that. So today we're going to be looking at his Protoss vs. Terran replays. So coming back over here to the main screen, he actually selected 3 games for me to watch because he's nice. He pointed out that in his original replay pack, he didn't exactly have the best Protoss vs. Terran Phoenix games. And so, like, while I was at class, I had, like, a final today, and I just, like, get back, and Nony's just, like, create a replay pack for me, and it's already labeled. So I was like, oh, well, thank you. That makes my job easy. It's pretty cool when you get to do the Day 9 Daily and people are just posting stuff in threads going, this game's awesome, and Nony's going, I'm awesome, watch my games. So we're going to watch this first game between Nony, who is this brew Protoss, against Zeus, who is the red Terran. So the things that we discussed last game, I'm actually going to pause right now that we have this all set up. Things we discussed yesterday. When we're trying to extract a build, we're not going to get into the super ultra insane semantics, like the really nitty gritty details. We're trying to go for big broad strokes. Because one of the reasons a lot of high level players can mimic other people's play so well is because they just try to grab the broad strokes and say, well, my mechanics are good enough, I'll wing the rest. So that's also what you want to be doing when you're trying to pull stuff out of the replay packs. So the big broad strokes we got out of Nony's Phoenix games against Protoss was that he was getting a Zealot and a Sentry early on for a defense. Then he was getting the Stargate and a second gateway, and he was getting Warp Gates. And then he used about 4 to 5 Phoenixes to push out against the Protoss. And we noticed that this pinned his opponent back quite a bit. So he had the leisure to expand, the leisure to attack. It created a lot of possibilities for all sorts of new fancy tactics and all that good jazz. So we're going to try to note the similar sorts of things against Terran. But again, let's be naive. Let's just watch Nony. We're going to watch him at faster. I suppose I can go to faster times 3 until he has like 8 probes, but I just slowed it down immediately because, I don't want to miss anything. Weird stuff can already start happening where he might, send a probe out early for a pylon on 8, but it doesn't look like he's doing anything like that. This map is Scrap Station. I am gonna pretend that this map doesn't exist, right? That he is just playing on an imaginary perfect map because I want to get the broad strokes down. Yesterday we had the advantage of being able to watch a bunch of Nony Phoenix games on one map, in one matchup. So we don't quite have that luxury today. We're watching one matchup, but on different maps. But still, we can get those broad strokes well enough. So this is already interesting. He's going for a gateway on 10. Cool. Again, we could say stuff like Scrap Station. It's a very long map. His opponent could be doing all sorts of, weird proxying stuff down here. And if he's not, then the attack distances are really long. So why get it so early? We could ask those questions, but we're just not going to. I want to see what this build is. Because, again, I personally have not seen these games. So I'm interested. Just taking a little sip of coffee, because although it is 10:15 p.m. where I am, I have a Starcraft game in a few hours. Oh, God, I can't wait till the weekend. Oh, I can't wait till I'm free. Oh, my goodness. So he's sending out a scout at around 14, pretty normal. We have a gas going up at 13, pretty normal. But that is a very early gateway. Looks like he's getting a cybernetics core out very quickly. Now, let's already start putting a little bit of thought into this. Let's bring down the thought hammer onto this. Why do we like an early cybernetics core against Terran? Well, Reaper Harass is very popular. If we go for a 10 cybernetics core, we can chrono boost the Stalker and get essentially 0 probe losses to that first Reaper, because the Reaper builds in about 40 seconds. Well, actually, it pretty much does. See, there, 40 seconds. So you can end up getting it out just in time. And, okay, second gas going down. This is also a normal time for a second geyser because the cybernetics core was in the process of building. Second cybernetics core, or excuse me, I should say, second assimilator. I'm trying to click on the assimilator. There we go. Second assimilator while the cybernetics core is building. Very, very common timing, especially if you're going for some sort of gateway skewed composition. Or because we're cheating, we know that this is a Phoenix replay pack from Nony. And yeah, look, there's a chrono boost on the Stalker. Cool. So the big broad strokes I'm getting is looks like we're getting a gateway on 10, a little bit earlier. And everything else is normal. Chrono boosting on the Stalker, getting the second gas while our simulators... getting the second gas while our cybernetics core is almost done. And okay, he's getting warp gates as well. It would be kind of cool if he had enough chrono boost to chrono boost the cybernetics core just to let his opponent know he's doing that instead of something crazy like a Stargate. But, you know, no big deal. Okay, cool. Stalker's out. It's going to deny any scouting work. Fantastic. Looks like Nony's getting a little bit aggressive with his Stalker, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. Looks like Nony's just building up in a very normal sort of way. Sentry coming out. Normal. Oh, I love the word normal. People tend to go crazy with, you know, actually... First thing that is so important that I'm coming to the main camera that looks like it's finally white balancing well. That's where I have the little preview window up here, and then the game screen's over here, and you guys are down here, and there's my mic, and right here's my coffee. One day I'll actually do a video where I'll just go, hey, this is where I live. Because that way nerds can realize